Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do a different type of video. So I love to read, as you saw my last video was also about books, but today we're going to be hitting up books on Wattpad. So like I've said before, I love to read books, but I am actually not one who loves hardcovers. I love to read a good book on my phone or my tablet because it's easier and you can bring it anywhere with you. So that's what I'm most comfortable with. So Wattpad is technically where I would say it's a place where free creativity reigns. And I say that because basically anybody can write, whether you're an excellent writer or you're not. Some people do it for fun, and some people actually got careers out of Wattpad. So I've read different types of books from Wattpad actually. There's some books on Wattpad that I have read that it's like the author's first book and then they become published, and I just continued the series from Amazon. So I'm going to be giving you some of my favorite books on Wattpad. Some will be completed, but some are not completed, and I know that's so frustrating, but I'm only giving you ones that are like so amazing and that I don't know, I can't do a video about Wattpad and not include these books because when I say I'm a fan, I am. So, let's start this out. So, book number 1, and all the books I will be putting them on the screen so you could see. So, book number 1 is called The Unwanted Wife. The Unwanted Wife, it's basically an arranged marriage, and both sides are arranged. And the girl is upset, the guy's upset, but she's actually a very nice person, and him, not so much. But you go through the journey with them and you see their love blossom. Yes, there's some things that happen in the book that are very frustrating. And sometimes you literally want to grab a brick and just throw it against the guy's head. Promise you that will happen. But I think it's a great read. So I definitely say check out The Unwanted Wife. All right, guys. So book number 2 is called The Pretty Boy. And The Pretty Boy is about a girl named Charlie who has a best friend named Dara. And then Dara has a little brother. Those are the only two people that she talks to. She is very shy and she keeps to herself. And so she has a huge crush on this artsy boy named Damon. And he's actually very difficult to get his attention. And you would think it would be very easy with the way he is, but no, it's totally the opposite. So you adventure on her journey of how hard she tries to get Damien's attention. But what Charlie doesn't know is all the feelings that she has for Damon is the same feelings someone else throughout this book has for her, maybe even more. And you find out later in the book. I'm not going to spoil it, but I do recommend this book and I think you should check it out. My favorite character of the book, I know Charlie is the main, but I have a sweet spot for Dara. I really like Dara. I think she's cool. So, check it out and let me know what you think. So, our next book is called Chubby Chaser. So, this book is about a girl named Riley. She has two best friends, and she doesn't really have a crush on anybody, but you kind of find out later throughout that she does, and it's obviously this guy called Billy. Now, in the book, he's played by Billy Hargrove, that was in the movie, which I think is awesome. And I really connect with it in that way. So, Riley, if I could explain Riley, I literally would say she is my spirit animal. I love her personality. Like, the things she says throughout this book is just, I think it's amazing. And Billy is very, very frustrating. Right? I have a love-hate relationship for him. Like, he can be sweet, but he's being an idiot, so it's stopping him from being sweet. So it's really annoying. But I really dig this book. I cannot tell you guys how many times I have read this book. Sadly, it is not completed. She does update, but very slowly. But I do definitely recommend this book. I love this book. And even though it's not completed, I read it a lot. So definitely check that out. This next book, sadly, is also not completed. I'm sorry, guys. Again, don't bear with me. So this one is called Hands Off. And this one is a romance book, but it also has supernatural in it, and it's super cool. So basically, you follow a girl who she's super cool. Like, she's super down to earth. She doesn't bother anybody. She sticks with her friends. She hangs out, whatever. But then you have Leo. Leo is the biggest jerk you will ever meet. Leo Anderson, Lord, can't stand him. But he literally tortures the girl, like, and for no reason. She literally does nothing, and he's just, he's so frustrating. Like, literally, he needs a good sucker punch to the face. But, so basically, Leo is a supernatural being, and he is technically evil, not because he chooses, but because of what he is supernaturally. So, no one really knows that except him and people close to him. But I guess that sort of makes you want to give him a pass. But at the same time, someone cannot be that mean for you not to get hatred towards him sometimes. So, Leo bothers Anahia all the time. Every chance he can get, any comments he can get in throughout the day, he will. Anything you can think of, Leo's doing. So you follow along the journey between them. And so Leo swears. I think he goes to his parents' house and he swears that he can't stand her. She gets on his nerves. Like, anything she does, he just gets angry. And, but he has this weird reaction towards her. Like, heart rate increase, like he'll sweat, like it's crazy, like he feels like his body is changing. And you find out later that he either has two options when it comes to Anahia, and both come with a struggle. I don't want to ruin it for you, but definitely check it out. And you know what? Personally, I think I'm happy he's struggling because he's so frustrating throughout the book. So definitely check out that book. So we are continuing with another book that is also not complete, but I'm going to put it in my list. It is called The Big Boss. Now, I love The Big Boss because this girl, like, she is the definition of a bad bitch. Okay, like, yes, girl, yes. So you follow this journey about, you enter the book and you learn about people who are working at a job. So they're all sitting waiting for a meeting, and it's two guy best friends. They're sitting waiting for a meeting because apparently today, for the first time ever, they are going to meet the owner of the company. Now, this is a super rich company, like super successful, top of the line. It's technology. It's amazing. Great. So all the people are sitting down. Now it's a table full of men, right? So you follow these two characters that are like, oh, maybe, we can catch a beer with the boss. He'll be cool. Like, it'll be great. I mean, we haven't had any problems and everything's been good now. So heck, maybe we have a cool boss and stuff. So then walks in the owner of the company, and it's a girl. And she is wearing a hoodie and sweatpants. Totally on the, I own this place. I don't care what anybody's got to say. So she walks in, but no one's expecting her to be the owner of the company. So, of course, guys being guys, one of the guys says the most disrespectful thing. Ugh. Ever. And so she sits at the desk, and then the guy goes, why are you sitting there? And she goes, instead of talking like that, thinking I don't hear, why don't you say it to my face? And next time you want to say a comment like that, I will have you out of this facility in 0.2 seconds. Do I make myself clear, or should I just fire you now? And he goes, no, I'm sorry. So she is totally, don't mess with me. I love her. So, best friend, who is her assistant, works with her, and she also has another best friend who's in charge of keeping an eye on all the people. So you follow along with her. She's actually very shy. She very much keeps to herself. She literally had to stay at home working because she has such anxiety, and she wants to connect with people. She wants to have more friends, and she wants to be proud of what she created, but it's very hard because, like I said, she's shy. So you go along in this journey, and she falls in love with one of the guys, and he has to try very hard because he messes up a lot, throughout the whole story. But you follow along on their journey, and I think it's beautiful, and I think they're such a cute couple. So definitely check out that book. So I'm going to give you guys a completed book, finally, after the few. But it's The Wrong Number. Now, The Wrong Number, this book really, really reminds me of the movie on Netflix, that Sierra Burgess is a Loser. So basically, they're in a high school setting, and these two people have known each other their entire lives. But they text each other. I think she texts him, if I remember correctly. She texts him by mistake. And, he's popular. She's just a normal girl living in an ordinary world, like I like to say. And so they text each other, and they come to find out that they have a lot in common. And for him, it's like it's the first time that he's ever connected so well with a girl. So soon the desire to meet comes very quickly. And what is so great about this book is just like you grow with them through text, and you see that, sometimes this is why they say don't judge a book by its cover, because what you're actually thinking of a person is not that. That person could be totally different than what they seem or what they look like. And that was my favorite angle of the book. And it was great to see him. I felt like in the beginning he would play a facade with these other girls, but his true self came out with her. So I definitely say check out that book. I really enjoyed it. All right, guys. So my last two books, I'm sorry, are uncompleted. Well, technically, and I'm going to explain more on the technically. So this one that I'm talking about now, which is called A Plus in Love, is not completed, but the author does update, and she updates pretty well, and I love her book. So it's called A Plus in Love, and it's basically about a girl and a guy. You have Giles and you have Lily. So Lily and Giles are partnered up in a life class. Like, you guys remember life class where you had a baby and you had a marriage and all that. Maybe it's just me, but that totally happened in high school. And so they're partnered up because they both have really good grades and all that. So Giles is your typical perfect football player, and Lily is very artsy. She sings and all that. And so Giles broke up with his girlfriend, who is absolutely horrible. Breaks up with his girlfriend. She's absolutely horrible. And you see that, with him, you see how much their relationship was toxic, because Lily is so different from his ex-girlfriend. Things that he experiences with Lily, conversations they have. It's like you realize in the past relationship he's really never been loved. Like, it's like the girl told him he loved him, but like she showed none of that. She was a horrible person. And you follow along that how the class makes them actually fall in love and fall for each other. And you learn secret stuff that happens in her life, and you also learn things that have happened in his life. They both have a struggling situation, and it's good that they can lean on each other for it. Now, there is a scene that will make everybody mad, yes, but I think it's a great book, and I absolutely cannot wait for her to finish this book, just so I can continue to read it many times over. Definitely check that one out. All right, guys. So my last book, this is complicated because, like I said before, it's completed, book one. Now book two is not completed. So that's why I said counter complicated. So this book is called Winter Fury. Now, this is a, very adult book. So, yes, I absolutely loved this book. Now, I am very frustrated with the fact that book 2 is not done. Literally, if you think of those people that comment on the side that says please update, like that's totally me. And I know sometimes, like, it's not that they don't want to, but life gets cut up. But this book needs to be finished, and I wish it would. So, Winter Fury. It's about a girl, right, who has never had a boyfriend, nothing, and she owns a club, an escorting club. And so the book starts off where she's in her office and a man storms in her room and basically starts yelling at her and starts freaking out. And then she's like, oh Lord, it's gonna be one of those days. But then they fix the situation, and it's funny because this guy actually becomes her best friend. Now, her best friend, she finds out later on, is gay, and she's absolutely like, he's beautiful. And and he talks to her about, he's like, oh, you should come for dinner, my brothers are coming into town, you know we're all good friends, whatever. And she goes, okay, sure. Find out later on that these three brothers are not actually brothers, they're in a relationship together, and they're looking for that girl that perfectly fills the circle. Now, you clearly find out later on that it's her. Now, this book is very different, but the comedy, the romance, the other stuff in the book is just so well explained. I absolutely love this book. I'm sorry that it's not finished, but I definitely recommend checking out. If you are a fan of 50 Shades or you are a fan of 365, definitely check out Winter Fury. If you waited to the end of my video, leave me a comment down below. What is your favorite book to read on Wattpad? Or if you have any recommendations for me. Thanks for watching, guys.